quick statement after the game this afternoon, please.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. You guys all excited to go watch the game? This is always a fun place to play. And I'm really proud of my team for coming here today and competing the way that they did, especially in the first half. I know that when we play that way, intangibly with our effort and our communication, our discipline and our focus, that we can compete with just about anybody. And then I think you saw the other side of who we can be in the second half, where we lose focus, we look fatigued, and the control and pace of the game kind of runs out of control for us. What do I mean by that? We have to be very intentional on offense. We can't take shots that are not high percentage shots for us that are too quick and give teams like Tennessee an opportunity to run out and transition and score easy buckets. We're just not the kind of team that can recover from that. If we do that for a 2-minute span and we go from a tie game to a 14, 16-point game, that's hard for us to make up on the offensive end in the second half. So I think there's a lot that we can learn from today, but I'm also extremely proud of how we played in that first half. It's something definitely to build on, but I got a glimpse of who my team really is, and for me, that's a positive thing.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, the importance of Jordan Horseman for Tennessee. She was in foul trouble at Mississippi State. Of course, they end up losing that game in double overtime. She was in foul trouble in the first half of this game. And then when she got back in the second half, just how much of a difference does Jordan Horseman make for Tennessee? Because she was really sort of the architect of flipping that script in the third quarter.
Yeah, it seemed that way. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think you probably saw the definition of how important she was in that third quarter because she's so versatile for them. She can handle the ball. She can get to the rim. She was making mid-range jump shots. And because she's so big, she's almost impossible to defend when she plays like she did in the third quarter. She over the years, I've seen her get a lot better. She plays so hard now. Defensively, we could not get the ball to Marnell because she just wouldn't let her catch it. And she's a lot bigger than some of our guards. So it was difficult for us to do some things offensively once she came in and played defense the way that she did. The Jordan Horseman that I saw 2 years ago didn't play like that, the one that I saw today. She's gotten better. Credit to them. She's gotten better. She's a force when she plays the way she did in the third quarter. Certainly, it made a difference for us.
Coach, it definitely seemed like in the first half at least that maybe your game plan was a little bit to take maybe mid-range, longer shots. Tennessee liked to battle inside. Was that the game plan, and is there a reason that you think it sort of played out that way?
Well, we're not as big as they are. So my thought was, yes, we knew that they played that drop coverage on our ball screen. So we have an offense that centers around, obviously, our two guards that are really great coming off ball screens. Marnell's more of a three-point shooter. In mid-range, Kaija more attacks the rim. So we knew they were going to play those certain screens, and we thought if we could hit some of those shots early on, that would bring the post players out a little more, and then we would be able to attack inside a little bit easier. But again, I don't have like a specific game plan for each team, right? So we obviously scout. We know what they're going to do. We talk about the things that we're going to do that lie within our offense. So we don't change based on game to game. I just want to get really, really good at what we do. We talk about how we can do that against the defense that we're going to see. So my game plan, our game plan generally doesn't change a lot from team to team. We just talk about this is what you're going to see defensively, and this is how we're going to attack it. So yes, you picked up on some good stuff.
In both your games against Tennessee, they've been able to really capitalize off the offensive boards. And, I know you saying you don't emphasize they do, but how difficult is it to keep them off the offensive boards and limit that production for them?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think, I know for us, one of the things, and this is just who I am. I'm a glass half full kind of person. I don't like to talk about what you don't have, what we don't have as a team, as people. Like, what good is that, right? We have all we need. And the idea in helping our team understand is more technique. But it is difficult when you're out of position to rebound against people that are a lot bigger than you are. So we have to be much more disciplined with our defensive positioning. You have time, even if you're out of position when the ball's in the air, to get there. Our post defense has to be better. Thought for the most part, I mean, they had almost 50 points in the paint, and it felt like we were just getting buried underneath the basket. That can't happen. We can't recover from that, and our guards can't help you. They don't even have to dribble. They just turn around and shoot it, and then they'll keep rebounding it until they make it, right? So there are things defensively and technique-wise that I think we can get better at with rebounding. And then there's the other part of me that's like, rebounding is just effort, and it got super physical, and that's just part of playing in the SEC. So some of my young kids, they got beat up a little bit today, but that's good. It's going to make them better, and we're going to make sure that we continue to work on those things so we can put them in the right positions because we're going to see it again the next game and the game after that and the game after that. You know, it's no different. Every SEC team is like this.
Coach, kind of a non-basketball question. I don't think you were out there yet. Your mother had your baby Mason, our 3-year-old, and I believe almost
She's
4.
4, yeah.
And Kylie out there with
Yes.
Kelly, and your 2 little 4-year-olds doing all their cheerleader routines and becoming best friends. Is that just a full circle moment that you and Kelly would be head coaches at Vanderbilt in Tennessee with your 4-year-old daughters out there on the
Isn't
court?
that crazy? I know. I mean, when we were talking before the game, that's what we were talking about. And she was like, "Can you even believe? Like, could you have ever imagined 25 years ago that we would have 2 daughters that are besties?" And apparently, my daughter was going up to Kelly, asking her who she was and what she does. I was like, "Sorry, usually she doesn't talk to anybody. She must really like you." It is full circle. It is really, really cool. I am so lucky to be a mom. I didn't think that it was going to happen for me in my life to be married and have a daughter, and then to be able to have somebody in our conference like Kelly who is in a very similar situation. Both of our husbands are on staff. She's doing an amazing job. She's a mom too. What we do is our passion, but it's hard, right? It's hard to do it, but we have so much support, and just to be able to kind of share that moment with her, it's really cool. And I saw pictures. I've got lots of pictures. So that's certainly going up in a frame in my office. Thank you for asking. It definitely was a full circle moment. But it also just reminds me that that this is just a game. It's one that I love, and it's one that I take seriously because we're developing these young women holistically, right? I want them to be able to learn what it is to be great at whatever you do. But I'm also a mom and a wife. And to be able to have that to come back to after stuff like this is just, it's beautiful. It makes life worth it.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.